Hello, I'm OmnusI, your game master this evening here in my lair. Hello friends, I am OmnusI here in the Lair of OmnusI for the penultimate question for our RPG a day for this August 2017, day 30. What is an RPG genre mashup you would most like to see? This is cute. For those of us who don't have GURPS that could easily mash up any genre you wanted to, this is presuming that's not on the table. So, what would I most like to see? Quite honestly, one thing I kind of tinkered with, and like I said, I can make this anytime I want. I have the rules, I have the games, and I could even use my own dice file, which is a universal system that is sorely needs playtesting, and I probably should do this. But one thing I would like to see in a really good game would be a lost history of superheroes and Wild West. Certainly something that I haven't seen much of, but the idea of something in the Wild West that would come up and cause people to develop superpowers. Fairly localized. Say it's something that they have to stay in the region for, so it wouldn't impact the rest of the world. But being able to have people, historical people who develop superpowers. That's why they became such notable people, but in a twisted way. It's because they have superpowers. So, for example, Doc Holliday had a superpower that was killing him, a la his consumption, but in the end it made him practically fearless, and when he wasn't afraid, he was able to basically have ridiculously amped accuracy with his guns, or maybe guns that could shoot magical bullets of some sort, so that he never seemed to miss. Wyatt Earp, through some of the things that he went through, his superpowers would probably be something regarding how physically tough he was, punishment that he could absorb. Wild Bill Hickok, perhaps something in his aura, his flamboyance or something that could be amplified. It would take a bit of work, certainly. It's not something that would be lightly delved upon. And then the other questions is, why wouldn't the Native Americans have these powers? And if they had these powers, how could they have not succeeded at keeping the European descent people from coming into their lands? And there would be a lot of questions in there. You could say it's because of mining. I don't believe too many of the Native Americans really deep mined for ores and things, and maybe things were brought up. I don't know. Could be interesting. Could also be interesting if you threw in a little bit of Lovecraftian horror into the whole thing, too. They got their superpowers, but at what price? Maybe the superpowers came because of pacts with ancient, nameless elder gods of that were, more limited and such. It could be a lot of fun. Some of that has to do with my longing to try that Boot Hill as we went after dead games that I wish were resuscitated. So Wild West is something I'm actually currently kind of tinkering around with ideas-wise. Thinking about picking up the Werewolf Wild West set too, just for something to put groundwork into with something else that I may develop. But I think it could be a lot of fun. Not a mashup that you're often going to hear about, certainly. But, the far future tech stuff doesn't really enthrall me as much as, relatively recent past. So, just something that's been rolling around through my head. So, I am OmnusI here at the Lair of OmnusI. That's my idea for this RPG a day. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you continue to have safe adventures.